with that pen down. It's a unique model. You don't see it either. So, yeah.
Do you know how many countries are in right now?
They got about. They're global. You understand? Whatever's not. Yeah, they're global, but they have offices and franchises about 20 something. Anywhere from they got Germany, Holland, France, England, South Africa, which is very successful, Brazil, Mexico, China.
And there's even a better fun fact. Do you know there's one in Seattle?
Is there?
There's a graphic, we got that under due diligence, but yeah, there's a franchisee, but they suck. But it's again, one thing, and really has been really humble right now, but he had a tremendous impact on the evolution of that product, and more so is when I had my own meetings with Paul and Nick and Ernie, they are very complimentary. In fact, they want to emulate this email brain model. They said they would be rich and retired if everyone did what Aurelio did. So again, it
was really cool. It was very unique. It was really, I couldn't afford at that time to create, to fund a whole development team. I couldn't bring a co-developer, the infrastructure, hosting, and then I was able to find these people that had this. They had the developers, but they really didn't know, and they had this thing, and they knew they were onto something. But I knew exactly what I wanted from the marketing perspective. I had done a due diligence on all these enterprise-related softwares that were out there at that time, so I knew what they were capable of doing, and statistics and the auto returns and just all these things, all these features that they were lacking, and I was able to guide them through that, and they were, they would gladly do everything I would ask them to do, because they would copy it for themselves. It would be of a benefit to them too, and eventually the idea was that they would hand it off to me once it was proven, and I could, get my own development team and start.
They were actually going to share the source code.
Yeah, they would have shared it with me. Yeah,
you'd have your copy. And
exactly. And then, but like a year and a half into it, I kept deferring it. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? And I had this great compensation agreement with them. Just kind of like throw, pay like, pennies, micro pennies per email, and that was like the initial agreement, and it just did not make any sense. And I'll never forget, going back to due diligence, Joe, one of the board members at that time, that's one of the things that he liked. He goes, we can actually, Joe, we can actually have this, this big company with this development, with this, marketing team, and all this expertise, and we don't even have to worry about development. We had this great contract that they would, they would be responsible for everything, and so it was really good. I mean, obviously, whoever came around now wouldn't get a deal like that, but at that time, they were just, anything that was represented business to them, they would embrace open-handed. So, it was a great time.
And that's kind of where the model we're evolving with PEM, right?
The club's still going?
And the club's still going strong. Yeah. My sister's, she's been operating for like the last 4 or 5 years. So I started it in '89. Probably one of Miami's most popular Latin clubs, if not the. And do concerts for about 5,000 people. And,
I'd say bring that business model out here to the Northwest, Vancouver, Portland area, but I don't know if it really has capacity.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work. I learned a lot from it. It was really, when, like I said, sometimes, it's like, it's all very cyclical. So, and every time you hit a down cycle, you were forced to really say, find ways to reinvigorate the business in new markets. And every time it was like, it started off as a salsa night, which is usually represents Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Venezuelans, and Colombians. And then I was forced to, there was another market opportunity, was Argentina, the Argentinians. And but they had a different kind of music. They don't listen to salsa or merengue. And the old people listen to tango. So they listen to in Argentina. They listen to like rock, but in Spanish, with Spanish lyrics. Oh shit, I didn't know that. So fascinating. So I was able to then start integrating these musics and kind of bring them all where everybody felt part of. Because that was like the first club to start integrating this Latin pop music. Right, and I was able to understand it. Then I was like, oh, there's a lot of Brazilians in Miami. Let's go after Brazilian. Oh, Rude Awakening. That's like a different culture. That's a different planet. It's a different language. It's like the same, you got the same continent and everybody speaks the same language. But you got this big mass that speaks a different one.
Right.
And they don't even consider themselves Latino, you know,
Right.
or Hispanic. They consider themselves Latin, but not Hispanic. They look at it differently. And there was no way that you could fuse their music with ours. So I learned quickly that, you know, we could market to all these Latin masses, but we couldn't.
So did you incorporate the?
Never did.
Brazilian?
No. You can't fake Brazil. They're very nationalistic, and we've discussed this. How do we penetrate the Spanish market, the Brazilian market?
Yeah.
You need to have boots in the ground over there. You need to really have somebody over there that understands the culture and is part of it. You can't really fake it being over here, you know,
Yeah.
from here. It's really difficult. You need an office over there, and you need somebody that understands. So, and so we've been able to translate all these experiences into the internet, into the internet model.
Well, yeah, you've been the boots on the ground to that.
Yeah, it's all the same thing, it really is. You know, business is business and people are people. And, you know, if you understand them and you give them good service in real life or a real good service, you know, and they trust you and you develop a trusting relationship in real life as in, you know, internet life,
Right.
you create loyal clients always.
And ultimately, that's the product the email brand's doing too, is connecting people. You know,
Connect, yeah, I always,
what it's actually doing.
yeah, even on holidays, they'll ask me, or she'll ask me, like, you know, somebody was checking in, or somebody's working, like, I always like to keep one person during the holidays, because I think that's part of like the trust thing, even on a holiday. If somebody's sending out a blast or something on a holiday, and nobody's usually working during the holiday, and we have somebody's available, I think that creates a little bit of that, of a loyalty, you know.
Anything else for Aurelio?
That was good to hear.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice job. Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So the next lunch and learn